Okay, if you want to perform some AutoCrat magic, you just need three things. You need a Google form, you need a template, which we're going to talk about, and you need the AutoCrat. It's not an extension. Oh my gosh, it's an add-on. Off to a bad start. All right, so let's break it down by these three steps, and I will keep it relatively basic just to get you going, because then, honestly, you'll learn and you get to play around with it a little bit. So you need a Google form first and foremost. This does not have to be anything special. You just ask your questions on the Google form. One of the things that you do want to do, though, is if you want the responses automatically sent to someone, then you need to make sure that you are automatically collecting email addresses. So you click the gear, collect email addresses. That'll be important here in a second. So what you do is you create a form. Doesn't matter what's on it, create a form. Then you need to create a template. We used a Google slide. This is actually the first time I've ever used a Google slide, but I typically use a Google Doc. So this could be a doc or a slide. You'll see here in a second. So I'm going to show you on the slide. When you're on the slide, when you're making the template, what you want to do, and this is really, really important, this is how AutoCrat works, you want to take word for word what the questions are in the form and put them in these little carets wherever you want them to go and format them however you want. So what I mean by that is I'm going to open up a new doc, split my screen here for you, and go to my form. Okay, here are my questions. Let's say I wanted your first name to show up right here. I'm going to go caret, caret, that's shift and the comma key. I'm going to copy where it says first name. I'm going to paste. I'm going to close the caret. That's shift and the period key. Say I want your last name down here. Caret, caret, last name. Notice it is exactly the same as this question, though, over here. Capitalization and everything. Let's say I want your last name to be bolded. I'm going to do that. Okay. Then I also want to know what you discovered about yourself as a team member. And I want that to be down here below. I want it to be underlined. I want it to be in orange, and I want it to be highlighted in black, and I want it to be centered. Caret, caret, paste, caret, caret. Okay. So example, AutoCrat template. That I just named it. You can name it whatever the heck you want. Okay, so let's say this is what I want to do. So right now, I have actually the first two things. I have the form completed because I made the form. Then I've set up my template. So I'm going to show you how this sucker works. Just for kicks and giggles, actually, I'm going to make a copy. And I'm just going to place this in my drive. Just enjoy the music. There we go. Okay. That way I don't mess up our original. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to my responses and I'm going to open up the Google Sheet. It's going to ask me to create a new spreadsheet, right? Does that every single time. That's totally fine. Then what I'm looking for is the AutoCrat add-on. So when my Google Sheet opens up, I can come up here and go to add-ons, and these are all the different things I have here. If you don't know what add-ons are, think of them like extensions like you have up here, but for individual Google apps. So in this case, Google Sheets. You want to come to Get Add-ons, and I've actually found AutoCrat tends to be right here at the top. Yes, or you can just search for AutoCrat. And then you install that sucker. You click out of here. It'll give you a little message saying it's installed. Come over here and go to Launch. Okay, this is where it gets a little fun. New job. Name it whatever, it totally doesn't matter. You want to select your template. So this is the thing I just made over here, example AutoCrat template. So I'm going to go to From Drive. Example AutoCrat template, select. It's going to pop up here. All I'm doing is telling AutoCrat is put my stuff here. Next. Notice, because I copied and pasted them, they're actually automatically linked here. So this might be I could choose any question that I wanted over here, but because I used the exact phrasing, it guessed for me, which is super nice. So and you'll see what this is. These are called tags. So basically what I'm telling AutoCrat to do is read the information from the sheet, and if it says first name, I want you to put it where it says first name in the carets. That's all it is. So these are all set up and ready to go. I'm going to set my file name, so you can customize your file name, but for now I'm just going to say AutoCrat example. I want it to populate as a Google Doc, but I also have the option to populate as a PDF. So actually, let's do that. I'm going to export this sucker as a PDF. It's automatically going to drop into my drive at this point, but I don't want it to do that. I want to select a folder to where all the responses are going to go. So it's not actually going to fill this Google Doc. It's going to make a copy of this doc. It's going to put it somewhere else. So I'm going to put it into, I don't know, or I should have picked something beforehand. Here, we'll find that. I was helping Kelsey Weber at the high school with something, so we're going to drop some stuff into her folder. All right, I was actually helping with the AutoCrat, so that that helps. Okay, we're going to go next. These ones we just skip. I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't actually know what they do. I've never used them. And yes, I do want to share it. I want it to automatically go to this person's email address because I'm automatically collecting email addresses. So because I use the carets here, it's going to automatically grab this person's email address and email it to them. And I can type whatever the heck I want to be in that email. What's up? Good looking. Careful who you automatically send this to. I can choose to send it from my own personal email address or from a no reply email address. So we'll see what that looks like. We'll go no, and then right here, run on form trigger. This just means every time someone fills out the form, this is automatically going to populate and run for me, so I don't ever have to do anything. That's it. I'm done. So that was a pretty basic version of that. You can get all kinds of fancy. We did with the just-in-time PD, but let me show you what that looks like. We come here, we fill out this form. Step in. Trout Boss. I should pause the video here. But you're going to watch me fill this entire thing out. Like this. Monica's a bum. So unsubscribe to her YouTube channel and subscribe to mine instead. It's way cooler. Boom. All right, we hit submit. Now watch what happens. I've submitted that. I come here. Here are now the responses on that Google Sheet. If I scroll all the way over, I can see that it is working for me right now. I think the music is peaking at the exact perfect time. Boom, it's been sent, which means there's now a file in my drive in the folder that I specified. But notice I have a new email. If I come up here, what's up, good looking? I put whatever the heck I want. I open up this PDF. It's automatically populated in the formatting on that Google Doc and turn it into a PDF. How freaking sweet is that? Think of the possibilities, all the cool stuff that you can do with that. Boom.